Hi.
Hola.
Hi, hier ist Mr. Döse.
This is Michael Bradley.
Hey, I'm Memphis.
Hey.
Hola. Hello.
I'm here with soccer.com.
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 And I'm talking with my friends soccer.com.
See you soon.
Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Adidas X 16.1 in the limited edition Dark Space Pack colorway. Now included with the shoes inside the box is a string bag. The string bag is a black perforated mesh with black strings and of course has the X and Adidas logos there on the front. Along with the bag, you of course get the shoes themselves, which I have right here in what essentially is a full blackout colorway. So in today's video, we are going to take a detailed look at the colorway itself. We're going to talk tech specs, performance, take a look at the weight of the shoe, as well as take a look at how these things fit and feel on feet. So if you are interested in learning more, please stick around and watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, there'll be a little pop-up on screen, as well as a link in the description that'll take you directly to the review page on my website. And on that page, you will find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $200 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, click the little pop-up as well as the first link in the description. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now, of course, this is part of the Dark Space Pack, and just like all the other shoes, it is a mostly black colorway, pretty much a blackout in this particular situation. You have a little bit of gray in the laces as well as the actual tech fit collar area. But other than that, it's pretty much all black with translucent studs, which I think looks really, really good. Also, unlike the rest of the Dark Space Pack shoes, the high-end ones anyways, there's no reflective elements on this particular shoe. So it's pretty much a true blackout aside from the little gray that I just pointed out. The upper does have more of kind of a combination of matte and shiny finishes within the actual black itself. Has kind of a gritty sensation as well, very similar to the actual Pure Chaos model. The Adidas logo itself is kind of like a sandpaper texturing, which I think looks really cool. It gives it a nice rugged look, and I think it suits the blackout theme quite nicely. You have the X and Tech Fit branding right there embossed in the upper. The only little color you're gonna find is on the insole, which you don't actually see, in the form of an X logo in bright orange. And then the sole plate is a combination of matte and shiny black plastic, which I also think looks really, really cool. So let me know what you guys think of these down below in the comment section. Do you like how they look? Why or why not? If you like blackouts, there's not much to not like about this particular colorway, but nonetheless, let me know what you guys think. And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, the X 16.1 is a solid shoe. A lot of people look at the X 16.1 and the more expensive 16 Plus Pure Chaos and assume that this is the same shoe minus the chrome sole plate and minus the lace cover, and that's not really the case. There's bigger differences aside from the lace cover and $100, of course. And I will say that I think the Pure Chaos is the better shoe of the two variations. But like I said, they are kind of different things. And the tech specs that are listed don't do a good job of explaining either the X 16.1 or the X16 Plus models. So what you're getting with this shoe, or what you'll find that the tech specs say, is that it has a Tech Fit upper, which honestly doesn't explain much at all. The Tech Fit upper is essentially this area right here. So this is an elasticated material that is kind of a collar side extension piece. The shoe fits and feels like a low-cut shoe, but because of this system, the opening is kind of fixed in place, if you will. There is no tongue. It's kind of a one-piece structure with materials fused together. And like I said, it's elasticated, so getting the shoe on honestly isn't too bad. They cover up a little stitching seam here running through the middle of the shoe. The laces are central, but the majority of the upper is not the Tech Fit material. It's this synthetic material, which is a little bit thicker than what you'll find on the Pure Chaos model. A little bit stiffer as well because of that extra thickness, but it still feels half decent. It's weird though, because I think a lot of people would look at this and assume that it's kind of a direct replacement of the F50 Adizero, but that's not really the case. This is a material that I would say is twice as thick, and it's not really what you would consider to be barefoot in terms of the way it feels on the ball. It just has too much thickness to it. There's not really much padding, but it's a kind of firmer synthetic material that doesn't really compare to anything else out there at the moment. So it's not thick, it's not thin, it's kind of in between. And the touch that it provides on the ball honestly is not bad. It's pretty good overall, but it really depends on what you're looking for. You kind of have to want something like this for this to appeal to you. Otherwise, you probably want something a little bit different. If you want a super thin upper, something like the Vapor 11 is going to be probably more along the lines of what you want as opposed to an X16.1. So I wouldn't say that this has really a direct competitor. It's kind of a unique shoe in terms of the way the upper feels when it comes to thickness and just general touch on the ball. It's comfortable on your foot, so no complaints there. It's got decent flexibility to it. Still not crazy about this particular seam here on the medial side, but you don't seem to notice it when you're actually wearing the shoe, so that's not too big of a deal. This colorway, it does have the embossed graphic, kind of like the ripping graphic, as you can see, which does add some texture to the upper, but the actual upper itself does have kind of this gritty sensation, as you guys can see, which doesn't really impact the touch on the ball as much as you would expect. There's a little bit more friction or a little bit more grip, if you will, but it's a pretty minor thing. And honestly, if you are looking at this shoe, just pick the whatever colorway you like better. One is not better than the other based on the small texturing differences that they've made. The laces run through the middle, and because the shoe doesn't have any tongue, you have these little nylon straps that aren't actual straps. They're just little loops here that cut off right about at this point that are stitched in between the upper and the liner itself for the laces to actually be attached to the upper, given that it is a one-piece enclosure. It works quite well. The straps, I've never had any issues with them breaking or anything like that, and it allows you to get a nice snug fit when you pull the laces tight. But that's how they did it. It's not a full, like I said, nylon strap system. It's there mainly just to hold the laces, but it is effective in terms of tightening the shoe in general. Moving on to the back, again, you do have the side extended pieces that kind of lead you to believe that this is a mid-cut shoe. It really isn't. Feels like a low-cut shoe, fits like a low-cut shoe, because it basically is one. You have the little S-curve heel, which is a carryover from the higher-end model that I personally don't mind. I don't care for how it looks, but it feels pretty good. Again, not really a performance benefit there, just something to be a little bit different. The inside liner is kind of like almost feels like a balloon type material in terms of how it grips your sock. It's a little bit sticky, so that can make the shoe a little bit difficult to put on. But once the shoe is on your foot, it locks your heel in place really nicely. And there's a decent amount of padding behind this lining material as well. So step-in comfort in general is definitely a strong point of this particular shoe. The insole, it is fully removable. I'll give you guys a quick look at that. It features a mesh liner, no, not a mesh liner, sorry, spoke too soon. This is a synthetic suede liner, which I really, really like, and it does feature a solid foam insole. So this is basically the comfort insole that you would normally get as an extra with the X16 Plus Pure Chaos, but I think the better of the two insole variations anyways, and you do get that as standard here on the X16.1. And then the sole plate and stud pattern, exactly the same as the X16 Plus Pure Chaos, just minus the chrome finish. It's a one-piece heel counter and sole plate combo. There's sprint frame construction. It gives the shoe a little bit of a lighter feel overall. Has some decent rigidity out of the box, but it does get more flexible over time. And then of course this is the FG-AG stud pattern, which is suitable for use on firm natural grass as well as artificial grass. It's more of an FG stud pattern, as I've said before, but you definitely can get away with using it on artificial grass as well. It's not overly clingy. It's not, I think, as low to the ground as it should be for use specifically on artificial grass, but it does get the job done, and the shoe seems to hold up pretty well too. So if you do play on both firm natural grass as well as artificial grass and you only want to buy one pair of shoes, all the Adidas models are currently FG-AG, and they should get the job done for you. In terms of weight, the X16.1 is a relatively lightweight shoe, so I'm gonna weigh them for you today in this video in real time, just so you can see exactly what the weight is. Keep in mind that this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. Gonna throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 7.5 ounces, the equivalent of 213 grams, mid 7 ounce mark, just under 8 ounces if you will, which is where a lot of high-end shoes fall into weight-wise as of right now, similar to the Phantom 2 from Nike, very similar to the Ace 15.1 Prime Knit, and pretty much all the $300 models from Adidas as well. So from a weight standpoint, they're not overly lightweight, but they're definitely not gonna feel heavy on your feet either. All right, so here is a look at the Dead Space Pack X16.1. On my left foot, I have the stock black and gray laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot, I have a pair of Caution SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check it out. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, they're pretty comfortable out of the box. The material itself, like I said, is not overly thin, so the feel of this shoe just might be a little bit different than you might expect based on how it looks and just the style of the shoe in general. But the upper itself, it's flexible enough, it's soft on the inside, it's not uncomfortable by any means. There's a little bit more firmness through the midfoot just given how the lacing system works. But for the most part, you shouldn't have too many issues with discomfort out of the box. It's more or less ready to go. It's just more a matter of getting used to how they feel as opposed to actually breaking anything in. As far as width is concerned, the shoe does have a snug fit overall. It's not overly tight. I really wouldn't compare it to Mercurial's by any means. It's got a decent amount of volume to it in terms of the height of the upper. So like I said, these will fit most people. You will get a little bit of stretch out of the upper in the forefoot area, but for the most part, they're not going to give all that much. And again, I think they will fit most people as long as you don't have really, really wide feet. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that's it for my review of the Dark Space Pack Adidas X 16.1. If you guys are interested in more info or in a pair for yourself, be sure to check out the review page on my website. To access that, you can either click the eye in the corner of the screen or click the very first link down below in the description of this video. And of course, on that page, you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $200 retail price. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions at all regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.